From the very first exchange, you can feel the pressure building. What should have been a straightforward conversation about filming rapidly shifts into a power struggle over control, legal boundaries, and responsibility. Pay attention to the contrast. The member of the public raises questions in a measured way, while the officers respond offensively and assertively. So, who's actually crossing the line here? The individual exercising a lawful right, or the authorities attempting to impose limits? Stick with us, because the situation unravels quickly, and the next moment highlight exactly why knowing your rights has never been more critical.
What are you recording?
Pardon?
What is it so interesting?
Well, first of all, could you identify yourself properly for me, please?
I'm busy doing my steps at this.
And your collar number?
2.31.
Thank you very much.
And you? Can you identify yourself?
I don't need to, madam. I don't need to identify myself.
I know that. I just asked you, what are you doing here? Well,
Yep.
Look. Huh? Look. Yeah.
Oh, that was nice of him to stop to see if you're alright.
Sorry?
I said that was nice of him to stop to see if you're alright.
Yeah.
That was nice.
Are you alright?
Yeah, I'm all good. I'm all good.
Okay. But is there any particular reason why you're filming? If I may ask. I mean, you don't have to reply to my question.
No, by all means,
But
by all
I'm
means.
just having-
No, the main reason why I'm actually down here, because I don't know if you're aware, but when you actually look at the Metropolitan Police, okay, Stoke Newington actually has one of the highest rates of prisoners either being hurt or potentially ending up in hospital and potentially a fatality happening.
Right. So
across
that's
the
the
board.
reason why you're here.
Yes.
Okay.
So, have you got any comment on that?
No.
No comment on that. Okay, no worries. Okay, so you can see there clearly, guys, very, very quick to shut down. That as soon as you sort of mention to do with any form of something actually happening, that you can see clearly that the doors completely come up and they shut everything down. And this is what happens. So you can see they're having a little natter on the corner, and yeah. So, and this is what members of the public are dealing with day in, day out.
Moment perfectly illustrates defensive policing in action. As soon as the auditor mentions statistics related to injuries and deaths in custody, the officer abruptly ends a dialogue. That immediate shutdown speaks volumes. When openness is replaced with avoidance, transparency disappears. Meaningful engagement with the public is supposed to be at the heart of policing by consent. Yet here it's pushed aside entirely. Put yourself in that position. Would you feel pressured into silence, or would you continue asking reasonable questions? Encounters like this often lay the groundwork for what comes next. When concerns are brushed off, frustration builds, and built-up tension has a habit of boiling over.
On Facebook. Really?
But is the building secure, yes or no?
Good night.
Okay, so you can see there, guys, that's the question that she couldn't answer, purely because she knows that the building is secure and they have no right to actually stop me or to try and interfere with what I'm doing. But you can see that they've clearly got it marked out that that is what they want to do. And that's the crazy thing to do with it, that they're more than happy to sort of make things up as they go along, and this is what we have to watch out for. So you can see clearly that you actually had it where we go, yeah, okay, this is what's going on, and you try and actually talk and have a conversation. They say about conversation, well, I started the conversation is because it's being covered up and they're not interested in what the public do, and they just want to do what they're out there to do and nothing more. And this is what is so hard when you look across the board at what is going on, that they can act in the manner, they can do things in the manner, and it's just wrong. It's so wrong in so many ways that that's the way that they operate. And this is what as members of the public, this is what we're trying to cut out and trying to come away from, is we need to make sure that people understand that the public are keeping an eye, the public are watching, the public are doing stuff, and we're not afraid to challenge what's happened. And if we don't challenge it, then they just do whatever they want and they get away with whatever they want. And this is what we have to stop, and this is what we have to really, really go for. So yeah, so let's just see what happens and how things go. So evening. So you can see there, that was the sergeant that came out, and he's just left me completely alone to do what I need to do, which is good. It's exactly what he should be doing, but also when you just got a PC and they're talking about to do.
Focus on this exchange about the building security. At first glance, it sounds harmless, but the auditor is deliberately probing where the limits lie. In reality, maintaining the safety of the station falls squarely on the shoulders of the police, not members of the public. The way the officer responds, however, hints at something else, a possible excuse to interfere with filming that is entirely lawful. This moment highlights how legitimate scrutiny can quickly be reframed as suspicious activity. Public oversight exists to safeguard everyone involved, officers included. But when those boundaries are stretched or misused, confidence in the system starts to break down.
But when you've got the police and they're like this, and you're trying to actually, they say about, yeah, let's talk. Okay, fine. I'm asking a question. Do we ever get an answer? No, we don't. Why do we not? Because they don't see us as anything. All what we are to the majority of them is just a stat. Nothing more than a stat. And you can see, so you got all those vehicles there again. Vehicle parked on the pavement, okay, blocking the actual route. There were loads of vehicles out on the main road as well. So there's nothing sort of marked along there as police, and I think that might be a part of. They've been a fair size and they are all quite big, but the responses across the board have been so different, and I mean so different. And you can just see it's like been told, yep, could be challenged, got told to do with a threat, and then sort of wandered off, and then you've then got the other one where she was like, yeah, can I help you? And then you sort of talked, and it was fair enough, okay, that you actually had one of her colleagues that was just coming off duty that sort of said, yep, are you alright? She said yeah, and then boom, and then it then went from there, and that's the wonderful thing. So right. I'm good.
Anything you can go to?
What are you doing, mate? Sorry.
That's what? That's what I've seen. Top one game to YouTube, is it? Morning, put it down.
Then you got a van coming in as well.
You alright, mate? You alright, mate?
I'm good, thank you.
Pay close attention to how the sergeant approaches this moment compared to the officers before him. His response is controlled, thoughtful, and professional. He evaluates what's actually happening, determines that no offense has occurred, and allows the auditor to keep recording. This is what balanced lawful policing looks like in practice. Now set that against the earlier reactions, where officers rushed to assert control or ramped up the situation without cause. The difference is striking. Leadership matters. A competent supervisor can defuse tension instantly, while a single unchecked officer can ignite conflict just as fast.
Mate, you don't need to record the call.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
I'm stopping
What are you doing?
Stopping
Give me my phone.
Stopping her
No,
data.
who do you think you
Yeah,
are?
he done it.
Who do you think you are?
okay.
Who do you think you are?
Are you okay?
Okay, first of
You're
all, I
welcome.
want your number, okay? What is it? 3483, okay?
Okay.
Honestly, you're an
Come away from
absolute
the gate.
fuck.
Come
No,
away from the gate.
don't touch
Come
me.
away from the
Do
gate.
not touch
You're
me.
entering,
Do
please.
not touch me. Okay, you're an absolute fuck. Who are you to grab my phone like that? Okay? You're an absolute tick turd, you are. Okay? No, you're an absolute tick turd. Okay? Who do you think you are that you can do that to people? Okay? Yeah? Look, you're an absolute tick turd, see? You won't come back out, will ya? Okay? Who do you think you are that you can do that? Okay? You're an actual police constable, okay? You're an absolute arrogant tosser. Okay?
The officer's immediate demand to stop filming appears to be procedurally incorrect. A basic rule is, police cannot order someone to stop filming lawfully. His concern is the gate's keypad code, but the responsibility for protecting sensitive information generally lies with the person entering it, not a bystander on a public pavement. Watch how quickly this verbal command escalates into physical action.
Can't walk up to someone and do that to them. Okay, what an absolute tick turd. Right guys, you can see there, okay, he came straight up to me, okay, absolutely just grabbed the phone, smashed it out of my hand, right, and the screen is actually broke on the corner from the actual fault, and yeah, absolutely so wrong, and it shouldn't be allowed. So that's one that I will definitely be putting in, and you'll actually see from the actual footage that there was no getting any actual code or anything on there. He made a presumption, nothing more, okay, and that's what it is. So yeah, so let's just see what happens. But yeah, so PC tick turd, okay, you better be ready, okay, for the complaint that's going to go in. Okay, you're an absolute, you are a disgrace to that uniform. An absolute disgrace. You're meant to be there to serve and protect the public, and you act like that. You're an animal. Okay, you are an absolute animal. Your parents must be so proud of you that you act like that. Really, really proud.
This is a turning point. The instant pressure boils over. The officer snatches the auditor's phone with no lawful basis. This is a clear-cut case of force being used far beyond what the situation justified. Under the law, police can't lay hands on someone's property unless a specific legal power applies or an offense is actually taking place. Here, the auditor was standing on a public walkway, doing nothing more than lawfully recording. Watch how quickly things spiral. What starts as a spoken instruction suddenly turns into physical contact. That jump isn't just poor conduct. It arguably crosses into unlawful force. Situations like this raise serious questions. How would you have responded if you were there? Share your thoughts in the comments.
People like that to be doing what they're doing and being able to abuse people in that way. And this is what they do. This is what they do, okay? They completely, 110% completely abuse. Now you got this one here, just turned up, and yeah, really sort of, yeah, it must be that time where everybody just wants to abuse everybody, and this is what goes on. So you got that officer down there, okay, that's the actual tick turd there that actually grabbed the phone. So, and yeah, that's definitely one where it will definitely be going in, because there's no way should any officer at all ever be doing anything like that. It is their responsibility, okay? If they have an open keypad, right, it is their responsibility. What happens when you go to a cash point? Okay, you're always told, cover up your pin, cover up your pin. The exact same thing. It is their responsibility to cover that PIN number. It is not the public. If they decide that they want to enter it in while you have a member of the public there, then that is down to them. That is completely 110% down to them. And this is why it is an absolute disgrace by the way and what they've done.
Now let's break down the so-called operational security justification. Officers absolutely have an obligation to safeguard confidential access codes. That much is true. However, the rule itself is straightforward. Responsibility begins with the person entering the code. It's no different than shielding your keypad when using an ATM. Seizing a member of the public's phone crosses a line. It's an excessive reaction to a manageable situation. Simply positioning themselves to obstruct the view would have resolved the issue. This is exactly why proper training in proportional decision-making and respectful interaction with the public matters. When these fundamentals are ignored, tension escalates for no reason, and trust in law enforcement takes another hit.
So, here was someone that you could sort of have a little bit of banter, and there you can see that. Now, when you look, okay, that one there came in, okay, not a single issue, not a single issue, okay. But then you look at the other one down the end, and you look at his actual thug that he actually had with him. Yeah, absolute embarrassment. So, and the complaints will be going in about them, because how you can actually allow your colleague to actually do that and actually break the law in the way that they did, right? He also has an obligation, and he failed as an officer in his duty. He failed as an officer in his duty. This is why it's so crazy. We can't allow thugs to do what they're doing and how they're doing it. Who does he think he is that he can actually come, grab the phone, and then try and snatch it out the hand? And it's just so wrong. So
Take a moment to observe the clear difference here. One officer approaches calmly and respectfully, and the interaction remains peaceful. Then a second officer arrives with a confrontational attitude, followed by another colleague whose presence only heightens the pressure and intimidation. This swing in behavior points to a deeper, structural issue: uneven standards in training and accountability. More troubling, the accompanying officer doesn't step in to stop what's happening. By staying silent, they effectively validate the behavior. In policing, seeing wrongdoing creates an obligation to intervene. And when that responsibility is ignored, it erodes both professional integrity and the public's trust.
Hello.
hello,
All right.
I'm good, thank you.
How you doing?
Pardon?
How are you doing?
I'm doing very well, thank you, sir.
You know what? Pop on the video in.
Pardon? I can't hear you.
Video in inside.
Yep.
You know what's this fine.
Well, first of all, could you identify yourself for me, please, sir?
Please.
Okay, and what's your shoulder number, please?
There we go.
Okay, no worries. So what's your shoulder number?
2501.
2501. No worries. Thank you very much, sir.
Everything good?
Everything's all good, mate. Everything's all good. Okay, apart from one of your officers just assaulting me.
I'll accept this one.
Yes, and about 5 minutes ago, and it's all on the camera.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so and basically, I was waiting for somebody to actually get me the duty.
What does today's footage really show us? To start with, the same police department can display both discipline and dysfunction at the very same time. Next, it becomes clear how quickly a routine encounter can spiral out of control when authority is exercised without legal justification. And finally, this case reminds us that officers aren't just responsible for their own actions. They're obligated to step in when a colleague crosses a line, and ignoring that responsibility carries serious repercussions. If this incident left you as stunned as it left us, make sure to tap the like button, drop your perspective in the comments, and subscribe for more in-depth, eye-opening breakdowns of courtroom drama and police accountability cases.